Hello friends, and welcome to your Sunday night beer review. I've been writing all day and I am just about ready for a beer. So, today's beer is going to be CANfusion Rye Bock. Now this is also the beer camp. For some reason, two of the beers in the beer camp didn't come in bottles, they came in cans. Not sure why. This was brewed in collaboration with the Oscar Blues Brewing Company. Another company I don't really know anything about. I suppose I should do some research before I do these, but, you know, it's good to go into these blinds sometimes. Okay, so let's read the back here, shall we? Brewed in collaboration with Oscar Blues, the pioneers of great craft beer in a can, this partnership was a perfect fit. We're mutual members of the Canned Craft Club and North Carolina neighbors. I guess they're in North Carolina. A dry hop rye bock, CANfusion blends features from across the brewing spectrum: spicy rye, tangy wheat, and bright citrus-like hops. The complex malt body launches a peppery blast that's balanced by the fruity and floral Australian Ella hop varietal. Never heard of that hop varietal before. CANfusion is a true synergy of friends and flavors. This is 45 IBU and 7.2 ABV, so it should be fairly bitter and fairly strong. I do love my rye beers, so I can't wait to go and crack this open and see what it's like. You can smell that rye. Okay. Poured a nice finger's worth of head here. I'm getting better at pouring, aren't I? And it's a nice copper brown color. Fairly clear. No haze. Medium carbonated. With a nice... it's kind of in between fizzy and thick head. Yeah, just smelling it, you can smell a nice balance of the malts and the hops. There's that sort of tangy, spicy fruitiness from the rye. Maybe tweaking it a bit more towards sweet fruit is the wheat element. And the hops deliver what smells like a pretty juicy hop background as opposed to a bittering hop background. It smells pretty sweet. Let's see here. Touches of apricot, I suppose, fruit for the fruit. But the head's dissipated pretty quickly. So it's getting pretty hard to nose it from here. Let's get to drinking. Yeah. Mid-palate, there's this nice, spicy, peppery kick that's probably from the rye. And prickly carbonation up front, which transitions nicely to that pepperiness. The finish is hoppy, but not fruity like I expected. It's floral and mildly resinous. And it's well balanced with the malt body. The front has these wisps of sweetness that I'm liking. There's a brief wisp of sweetness, and it also kind of reemerges in the finish underneath the hops. You can't really taste the graininess of the hops. There is that sort of heavy rye spice that tells you that's the malt there, but there isn't a really grain aspect to it. I'm not getting much in the way of like rye bread, say. Despite the high ABV, it is deceptively refreshing. It feels lighter on the tongue than something like this should be. You would expect it to be a lot more richer feeling on the tongue. But that's not necessarily a bad thing, unless you don't know the ABV and you try to drink several of these in succession. Not much lacing, but you know, sometimes I just blame myself in the way I take care of glasses. I sometimes don't polish the dust out of them well enough. So, this is pretty heavily hopped, like pretty much almost everything in this beer camp has been so far. But I find it matches the flavor profiles of the malts, and it's well balanced. As it's warming up, the finish is starting to get a bit more juicy. But the lingering aspect of it, yeah, it's juicy, but then it sort of descends to that resininess. And touches of floral too. Let's see if I can kind of place the fruits in here. Stone fruit. Yeah, but I can't really place it like as peach or apricot or what have you. I'm not very keen on eating stone fruit as a whole, so I can't really pick up the taste flavors on that. But I would say, yeah, peach, apricot, that sort of thing. As you can see how quickly I'm going through this, I'm really digging it. So, CANfusion Rye Bock. Come to think of it, it doesn't seem to be very Bockish, except in the fact that, you know, there's a strong malt element there. But still, a very interesting beverage. And if you're like me, and you really like rye as part of a malt body, you'll probably dig this. So give it a shot. CANfusion Rye Bock. Cheers.